live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am streaming to you live from beautiful Budapest here in Hungary. I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far. This class is focusing on IELTS questions and answers. This class is specifically catering to our members. And everybody is welcome to watch. We will have an all-chat class coming up in 90 minutes that will focus on speaking part 2. Hi, Daniel. Good to see one of our members in class. Again, this material is coming from aehelp.com for academic IELTS. And for the general version of the exam, check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. Until the end of this week, that's basically tomorrow, we are continuing our Black Friday super discount, 40% off the regular price of our premium package. Use the code BLKFDAY during the checkout on both of those websites. Hi, Rajveer. I'll quickly show you those websites while we wait for a few more members. Members, this is a question and answer Q&A class, so think about those questions that you have concerning the IELTS exam. This is our general IELTS preparation web portal at gieltshelp.com. Click that big red button to join the premium package. With the blue background, that's the academic at aehelp.com. Both of these portals have over 100 hours of video lessons, a fully interactive course, 6 original practice exams. We're adding 4 more in early 2020 to make it 10 exams. You have chances for writing and speaking practice and feedback as well. So lots there. Again, when you click that Join Now button, I guess it's quite bright, but it will bring you to the checkout form. And at the top of the checkout form, there's this use coupon code button, and that's where you can enter this BLKF day coupon, which will adjust the price to a 40% discount at the top here. So you can apply that. All right, we have a good number of members in the class now. If you have questions or comments or concerns, students, about our products, you can send me an email. My email is Adrian, ADRIAN, at aehelp.com. You can ask me any question you'd like, and I'll do my best to give you a great answer. All right, so today, again, questions and answers. That's our class right now for members. It's one of the nice perks of being a member. You get to have some feedback for these inquiries. And then speaking part 2 coming up afterwards in 90 minutes. So, okay, members, I'm going to give you the floor. So do you have any questions that you've come across in your IELTS studies? Just throw those out there. I have a couple of preloaded questions here, but definitely I want to respond to your specific questions. Okay. While you do that, I'll give some kind of key information that many students wonder about. Like, one of the questions that commonly students ask me is, when should I start preparing for IELTS? So if I know I have to do the IELTS exam, when should I start learning for it? If your goal is a band 7 or more, even if you have intermediate English skills, you should start about 90 days before your test. Okay, so the answer to that first question, when should you start to prepare? Ideally, you begin your studies about 90 days before your exam, especially if you need a band 7 or more. Okay. If you have really good English skills, you can prepare even in a few weeks. just to learn the format. But if you actually have to learn more English, more grammar, essay structure, then you definitely need about 90 days. Okay. Anytime you want, members, just throw some questions out at me. Okay. Another good question that a lot of students ask me is what resources, so what should I use to learn effectively? Okay, because obviously there's a lot of information for IELTS available, probably locally from schools, as well as, of course, online. There are tons of international companies that deal with IELTS like us, and it's important to know whether or not you're getting quality materials that are worth your time. Okay, so I'll come back to this question maybe a little bit later. I see there are some questions coming up. So Daniel says, Adrian, I've recently joined the academic full course and I downloaded some PDF materials, but I'm unable to edit and put my answer into the graphs. Is this solvable somehow? Okay. Daniel, I'm not exactly sure. There are so many materials on the website, so I'm not exactly sure which ones you're referring to. Are you referring to the interactive course and you're not able to put your answers in? Are you using a laptop or are you using your mobile phone or a tablet? So there's a lot of different device browser issues that could come into play. So I think the best, Daniel, to help you with that question is just send me an email and let me know what device, what type of device you're using, what operating system you're using, and specifically which part of the material you're referring to. Even send me a screenshot, okay? And then I can help you out better for that. I definitely suggest trying Google Chrome and a PC to start with, okay? Rajveer is asking, what should I do if I feel a lack of ideas in speaking and writing? It's a good question, Rajveer. So I'll tackle that one. So Danielle, I don't want you to feel like I'm jumping over what you're asking me there. Make sure to send me that email and we'll respond. And the more detail you give me, the more I can help you. Okay. All right. So Rajveer is asking, what should I do if I'm stuck for ideas in the speaking or writing parts? Okay, that's a good question, Rajveer. And it's a very common question I hear from many students. So you have to do what's called a memory search. Okay, Rajveer, you have to practice your memory search. All right. So okay, practice performing memory search. That means looking not outward into the world, but looking inward into your mind and searching for the resources that your beautiful brain has collected over the years, okay? So visualize information related to the topic. Do word association. Okay, I'll go into each of these a little bit more in a second, Rajveer. So think about books, movies, stories that you may have heard related to the topic. Okay, so practice that, search your mind. And of course, in order to get more ideas, it's also a good strategy to watch a variety of films or read a variety of different topics before your IELTS exam. So expand your horizons, okay? Work on expanding your horizons before your IELTS exam. This means, okay, read books, news about global culture, European culture, just for example, Chinese architecture. Okay, so search for knowledge outside the box. Okay, that's kind of the key. All right, so don't just get stuck in your daily grind, but try to search and discover new information that's further away from your immediate surroundings. So do that before. Okay, let's go back to this visualizing information. So let's take an example here. So idea generation is a very important skill for the IELTS exam. Here we have our exam book, and I'm just going to search for an example here so that I can show you, Rajveer, exactly what I mean with each of these. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here we have a speaking part 2. Okay. And as I said, one skill that you should practice is what's called word association. And that means identify the topic, okay, and with the topic, associate words. So think of other words that come to mind as soon as you read this. So when you read role model, okay, this part 2 speaking will be describe a role model that you've had in your life, okay? So when you see role model, what other words come to your mind? And I'll get to the other students' questions as well. I see those coming up. That's great. So word association, psychologists do this all the time. They practice this for people to be able to express themselves better, to get into some deeper emotions and thoughts. And this is exactly what you can use in the exam as well. Okay, so Roshni says inspirational person. Sure. Okay, that's quite complex. There are much simpler words as well. So here, a very important idea to remember is keep it simple. Okay, simple is beautiful. Your word associations don't need to be overly complex. You can keep it simple. Legend is okay as well, Rajveer, but there are much, much simpler concepts that should come to mind. Legends is okay, but these words, for me, these are not the first words that come to mind. And again, of course, to everything that I'm saying, Rajveer, practice is key. So you have to practice word association, hopefully before your exam. When I hear the word role model, there are several words that immediately come to mind for me that are much simpler. Anybody? Amarjeet, Ivan, Preeti? All of you know at least a few simple words that should come up when you think, okay, role model. Role model is Hassan, the reverse. It's simple but not easy. It's simple but not easy. The other way around, Hassan. Okay. Idle. Idle is okay, but it's still just a synonym. So you're still not going to get too much help with these words so far. Okay. It's definitely, and Hassan, that's a very important point, that yes, it's simple, but it's not easy. Simple is often not easy. The simple solution often takes a lot of work. and practice helps with that. Okay, for me, when I think of role model, one word that immediately comes to mind is teacher. Okay. Did that come to mind for any of you? The word teacher? Role model, teacher. Teachers are often role models. As soon as I think of teacher, several other words come to mind as well. So Yvonne says, a good person. Yeah, good person is a nice associative word or words. Hassan, good. Father, celebrity. Now you're thinking in simpler ways. Grandfather, good. Coach, right? Okay. Then you start thinking of other words like successful, smart, hardworking. Okay. So you need to associate. You need to practice this word association. Danielle says president. Preeti says determined. Now you're starting to move along. Once you open up the floodgate, so once you open up the gate to your mind and start really thinking, then your brain is beautiful because it's able to speed up. It's able to become faster and better at identifying those ideas and words that associate with the topic. Does that make sense, Rajveer, what I'm suggesting here for generating ideas for these speaking and writing topics? Okay. And as soon as I have this word, good. Thanks, Rajveer, for letting me know. So as soon as I have this kind of association happening, I'm also visualizing simultaneously. Okay. So for instance, when I think of the word coach, and members, a lot of these speaking part 2 and task 2 questions that we're covering in these live classes, I'm seeing them for the first time just the same as you are. I'm not always the one developing these materials. So sometimes I just start the class, I take a quick glance at the question, and I have almost just as much knowledge of the question as you. So I'm applying the same strategy in my own thinking as what I'm teaching students to do as well. So when I'm doing these word associations and I'm thinking, okay, role model, teacher, father, coach, hardworking, successful, then I'm also visualizing. So I'm letting my brain kind of catch some of these ideas and develop a picture around it. And I don't just think in still pictures, so it's not just an image like a painting or a photograph, but it's a moving picture, more like a video, okay? So when I develop this, I think of, okay, coach, and then I think of my grade 12 basketball coach, and I see that he's this smart 40-year-old man who's very hardworking, always punctual and on time, motivates the athletes to perform better and better. And then I start to visualize the success of our basketball team and how he's a family man with children, also has a successful business as well as coaching basketball. So all of these start to come together to create the original idea for that high band response. Does that make sense? So the word association, you combine that with visualization, you practice that, your brain will become extremely apt and able to create stories and ideas that are detailed and expressive. Okay? All right, so practice that, Rajveer. Start with word associations. Follow through with visualizations. Of course, apply the critical thinking method that I keep referring to, asking questions like what, why, how, where, when, okay? So all of those together. And it takes work. There is no magical recipe that can let you achieve this overnight. Okay? All right. Hassan, I see your question as well. I'll get to that in a moment. There were some other questions before that. Okay. So, Preeti's asking, how can I find a speaking partner? Preeti, did you send me your email information? I'm going to send out that list. I know I'm a little bit behind on that, Preeti, but I do have a list of about 10, maybe 15 members who are also looking for speaking partners. And so I'll create like a group. Somehow I'm going to figure out how to do that exactly, maybe on Facebook or maybe on WhatsApp. I'll create some kind of a group where everybody can connect and find some speaking partners. How does that sound, Preeti? Did you send me your information on that when I sent out that email? Okay, so Preeti's asking, I need a speaking partner. By the way, if somebody wants to chat with Preeti, you can contact Preeti and say, hey, I'll be your partner. Okay, so Preeti is asking, how can I find a speaking partner? Okay, so since you're a member, Preeti, send me an email and I will include you on the IELTS speaking partners group. Okay, so I'll create that group today or tomorrow. I just haven't had a lot of time in the past few days, but I should have some time in the next day or two to do this. So I'll do it then. Okay. Amarjeet is asking a question as well. When do I know that I'm ready for the IELTS exam? Okay, that's a good question as well. And Yvonne is asking, why do we never have general IELTS task 1 lessons? Okay, that's a good question as well. And then Hassan had another question is, how can I quickly minimize my grammar mistakes in writing, I'm guessing? Okay. All right, so let's get to all of those questions. Okay, yeah, so Preeti, I see that you said, no, sir, I will send you today. So yeah, Preeti, send me your email address, and then I can include you in that group and set that up, okay? Amarjeet is looking for a speaking partner as well, so the two of you can, I believe, message each other privately as members about your email also. Okay, hi, Awaz. Okay, so let's get to Amarjeet's question here. So Amarjeet is asking, when do I know that I'm ready for the IELTS exam? That's a very good question, Amarjeet. Depending on your goal, so if your goal is band 6.5, let's say, for example, okay? So you should do at least one full-timed, I'm going to capitalize that, timed practice exam each week and assess your IELTS score. Okay. So that means doing the listening, the reading, writing, speaking section, Amarjeet, and the writing or listening and reading, you can score on your own. And for the speaking and writing, send me an email and I can score it. Okay, so I can tell you if it's band 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if you need a band 6.5 overall, let's say, for example, then when you are able to get 6.5 or 7 on your practice exams, you are ready. Okay? Why do I say that? It's a really good question, Amarjeet. So why do I say 6.5 or 7? Because students, keep in mind that if your goal is a 6.5, so if your IELTS goal is a band 6.5, then you should be aiming for a band 7. Okay, so definitely you should not be aiming for your minimum score requirement. You never know what will happen on the exam. It could be a little bit more difficult that day. You might be having a bad day. The examiner might be a little bit tougher in the speaking or the writing. So you should always be aiming for at least about a half a band above your minimum score requirement. And when you're able to reach that more or less consistently, then you're ready. So you shouldn't be scoring a band 6 or a 5.5 and going to the exam hoping that you're going to get a 6.5. Does that make sense, Amarjeet? So do a timed practice exam, mark it. As you know, there's a score calculator for the listening and reading on the website. And then once you see that, okay, I'm constantly able to read or consistently able to reach the 6.5 to 7 band, I need a 6.5, then you're ready to do it. Okay, that's how you know. That's a sure way. And it's clever to do that, Amarjeet, because then you're not wasting money. I'm always amazed that many students go and do the IELTS exam 3 or 4 times, and they're angry because they're wasting a lot of money and they're always getting the same score. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but pretty much the same score. You don't need to do that, okay? You can do a practice exam at home and find out your level without spending close to $300 US to sit the exam, right? So just take the simpler road, okay? It's important, students, that you remember the IELTS has a very high what's called retest reliability. Okay, so here is a little secret about psychometrics. Everybody know what that word means, psychometrics? Anybody know the definition of that? As some of you know, my major was psychology in school, so this is what I bring for you, is an understanding of psychometrics. Anybody know what that means, psychometrics? Members? It means quantifying and measuring human thought processes. Okay? So it means quantifying and measuring human thought processes. The IELTS is one of these types of tests. So IELTS, SATs, MCAT, GMAT, all of these big, TOEFL, Stanford, Binet, IQ test, for example. These are all psychometric exams created by professionals. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes understanding of the IELTS exam here. It'll just take me a minute to do this, and then you'll have a better understanding of how the marking works. Okay, so the test retest reliability, so what I wrote here, test, retest, reliability, that means that when they create these exams, what they look for is to see whether or not the test is reliable in a retest situation, okay? So there's another one called split test reliability, but test retest reliability measures if a student takes the exam and then takes the exam again after 4 weeks, but does not improve their English skills. This is specifically for the IELTS. Does the exam give the same result? Okay, so the IELTS examiners, or the IELTS test makers, those are different people. So the people who make the IELTS exam at Cambridge, they're professionals in psychometrics, the same as what I studied. And they do these kinds of interesting testing, okay, where they ask these kinds of questions. If you have a student and the student takes the exam and then takes the exam again after 4 weeks, but their English doesn't improve because they're not studying English, they're not studying vocabulary, grammar, they're not using their English, does the exam give the same result? If yes, then it has a high, what's called test retest reliability, okay? The IELTS exam has a 98-99% test retest reliability. That means that if you have 100 students, they take the exam today, and then they take it 4 weeks later, 98 to 99 of those students will get the exact same or very, very close mark, maybe just a half a band difference on some sections, except maybe one lucky student. But you can't think that you're going to be that one lucky student that might get an extra band. No student will get an extra 2 bands. Doesn't happen, okay? Maybe an extra band, all right? So there's no point to take the exam until you're sure that you have that level in your practice exams. That was a really long and deep explanation, but I was hoping to give you a lot of clarity there. Did that make sense? Yvonne, Roshni, Rajveer, Amarjeet, members? Was that sensible, what I was telling you there about this test, retest, reliability, psychometrics, and the concept of the IELTS exam? Okay. Of course, they also test for a lot of other variables. So they test for variables like skimming and scanning, trying to use little tricks, or using just a couple of words to try to boost your score, like plethora. All of those types of nonsense techniques are also filtered by these psychometrics experts, okay? Yeah, exactly, Yvonne. There is no magic. The test is reliable, all right? It's going to give you an accurate score, okay? All right, Yvonne, I didn't forget your question. So Yvonne is asking, why do we never have general IELTS Task 1 lessons? Yvonne, that is a good question. Because this is an academic English help channel, and this channel focuses on the academic IELTS. Okay, so academic English help, like our website, ahelp.com, focuses on the academic IELTS, okay? But I do have good news for you, Yvonne. Our other channel, okay? Our YouTube channel, called General IELTS Help, and our website, gieltshelp.com, focuses on general IELTS. and you can find task 1 general examples there. Okay, so check it out there. I don't have live classes going for that right now, Yvonne, but in the future, I probably will start doing some more live classes, I think starting from about February of next year. I'm not sure if that will work for you, but there will be some in the future. As many of you know, we are releasing our general IELTS help app right now to integrate with our website, General IELTS Help. So we'll be doing some more promotion. Part of that promotion, we'll be doing some live streaming again on our General IELTS Help YouTube channel. Okay, so Yvonne, check out the General IELTS Help channel for some task 1 videos. There's some HD videos there as well on task 1. Okay, and definitely check out the website. You'll find some videos there. Okay, so that's the best I can do for you at this moment. Yeah, Preeti, it's definitely not worth giving the exam and again until you're confident that you've reached the level that you need. Absolutely. Yeah, Hassan, definitely there is a lot of behind the scenes activity to bring the IELTS exam to candidates around the world. Everything from security to exam reliability, validity testing. There's a lot going on. Distribution of the exam through British Council, through IDP. So yeah, there's a lot going on, Hassan. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And although some students think that there are a few people getting very rich from this exam, it's not exactly true. The money gets spread out to a lot of organizations and individuals. I'm sure some people do quite well, but it's not quite what some students are thinking. Yeah, there's a lot going on. An IELTS exam, to develop it and to implement it globally, costs millions of dollars. Okay, there's several doctorate level professionals at Cambridge working on designing the exam. Then they test it, refine it. They have focus groups come in who they try the exam with first, make sure it's not too difficult, not too easy. There aren't any culturally loaded questions or gender loaded questions. So there's a lot going on. Okay. All right. Roshni says, sir, I got confused about how to follow structure in task 2 because I can only write one solution and cause and then elaborate, but in the question it asks for solutions and causes. Yeah, Roshni, there's usually at least a couple causes to any problem. And there are more than one solution. You'd have to, Roshni, tell me the exact question that you're thinking of and I can help you more. Okay? So if you have that question in mind, then I can help you out more. All right. Any other questions, members, about the IELTS? Those are some really good questions. I think a lot of students were wondering those same questions that you posted. I saw quite a few students jump in on the class there for a couple of the questions. So, all right. Let's go back to this question here, and this question will kind of connect with what I was explaining about psychometrics as well. So what resources should you use for effective learning? I always tell students that you should use both resources online and physical resources that are available. Okay? So find quality materials that have rational and logical thought behind them and use these. Okay? So as one of our members just said, there's no magic. I think it was Yvonne. to the IELTS exam, there is no shortcut. So you can't just simply learn a couple of phrases and hope to use those in your responses and then hope to get a high mark, okay? You have to just really learn both English and communication strategies and skills and then apply those. So find quality materials that have rational and logical thought behind them and use these, all right? So no shortcuts. And also, find speaking partners as early as possible and do practice at least once every 2 days. Also, begin reading a novel and read, not necessarily just the novel, other materials as well, at least 1 to 2 hours each day. Okay? Those are some of the most effective steps that you can take for learning. All right? Preeti's asking, sir, are there any specific resources where we can find speaking vocabulary according to topics? Yes, we have some of that on our website, Preeti. So if you look at the materials on the website, the full course, you'll find some of that. Definitely, you can think about certain words for people versus objects versus places. So for people, words that describe personality, kind, cheerful, so on. So look for this, Preeti. Okay, so Preeti's asking vocabulary for speaking. Okay, vocabulary for speaking, especially part 2, search for vocabulary to describe people. Vocabulary to describe objects. And then, of course, places, events, ideas. And I'm sure Mother Google will give you a lot of great answers. Hassan, how can you minimize your grammar mistakes in writing quickly? Do a lot of proofreading. When you are not sure, okay. Hassan, when you're writing, and your writing's quite good, Hassan, so I can see that you're doing quite well. Definitely use some of those grammar check aids like Grammarly or Microsoft Word Grammar Check. And in the actual exam, when you're writing your task 1 and task 2, if you've written a really complex sentence, and you're thinking, ooh, I don't know if that's grammatically correct, then think about, okay, is there a way that I can take this sentence and maybe split it into 2 simpler sentences where I can be confident that the grammar is correct? Okay, so that's what I would recommend you do in that case if you're really unsure about that sentence, all right? Okay. Amarjeet, you've bought the course through the app. That's fine. You can link the website to the app. So if you have full access through the app, Amarjeet, then you have full access to the website as well. So the website and the app, they're integrated. Once you buy it on either the app or the website, you can connect your 2 accounts. And it's actually 1 account, but you can enable both through either the app or the website. Okay. Amarjeet, the notification vocabulary for the app, If you click on your notifications, you can actually expand your notification and then you'll see the rest of it. Okay, I've realized a lot of people don't know this about their notifications. A lot of people think that the only part of the notification you can see is what you see there, but there is actually a feature on your mobile devices, on your phones and tablets, that lets you open up the notification and you can see the whole notification. So check for that on your phone, Amarjeet. You should be able to expand your notification to see the whole vocabulary and the example sentence. Yeah, we send those out every single day, almost, for sure. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop there for today. Members, again, some wonderful questions today. I really enjoyed responding to those. If I missed your question, don't panic. You can send me an email with your inquiries to adrian@aehelp.com, and then I'll get to your question in due time. And again, for all of our viewers, be sure to check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS. You can access your premium package through the app as well, Academic IELTS Help, in your app store. And again, to get the premium package, you can use this discount. The discount is only for the website. Google Play doesn't actually allow for coupon codes or Apple Store. So you can use the discount code on the website, and it's BLKF Day. Okay, so you can get a 40% discount with that. And hopefully I will see most of you, or maybe even all of you, in 40 minutes for some speaking part 2, practice. And then Rajveer, we can apply some of that word association, visualization strategy to generate some ideas based on the topic. Have an awesome rest of your Saturday, and see you shortly. Bye for now. Adrian.